Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Advance Wars. Today we're playing Campaign Mission 9. Looks like the next battle is on the main island of Japan. I mean, Yellow Comet. Our enemy CO is named Kanbei. Kanbei says, Like a plague, here comes the Orange Star Army. Not content with their own lands, they've come to steal mine. Never, I say, never. Kanbei's Imperial forces shall drive them back. And we get the choice of any of the three Orange Star COs. If we go with Andy, he says, I don't know what's going on, but I'll do my best. If we choose Max, he says, Darn! I hadn't planned on crossing into Yellow Comet. Well, here goes. And if we pick Sammy, she says, if we could just negotiate. I think it's too late for that, though. And regardless of who we pick, the battle location is in the same place. We are going to go with Andy for this mission, because he's the only one of the three that has normal, direct, and indirect units. Mission 9. Kanbei arrives. Day 1. Sammy says, Oh no, I was just planning on passing through Yellow Comet, but Kanbei's Imperial forces spotted us before we even crossed the border. Andy says, Kanbei's Imperial forces? Sammy says, Uh-huh. They're supposed to be the best trained troops around. The high equipment costs and salaries must make them hard to maintain. Andy says, The best trained, huh? This should be fun. Sammy says, I don't think you'll have any energy left over for fun, Andy. Come on, show me what you can do. Alright. Let's talk about our new opponent, Kanbei. Kanbei has strong offensive and defensive abilities. Deployment costs are very high. Kanbei fashions himself a modern samurai. Hit, Sonia. Sonia is his daughter. Miss, computers. And for his quote, Show me your warrior spirit. His CO power is called Morale Boost. It increases firepower and defensive ratings for all units. Alright, let's talk about Kanbei's stats. Kanbei is a very simple but very powerful CO. All of his units get a flat 20% attack and 20% defense bonus. This comes at a steep price, literally, since all of his units cost 20% extra to deploy. The 20% attack boost is very nice, but it's the 20% defense boost that really makes Kanbei shine. So in Advance Wars, defense is extremely important because it means that your units stay at higher hit points for longer on the battlefield. In other words, it increases survivability. And of course, defense boosts also stack with terrain. So a Kanbei unit on a city has the 3 stars, or 30% defense from the city, plus another 20% defense from his day-to-day power. This equals a defense rating of 50%, meaning that Kanbei's unit on the city takes half damage. All that extra defense means that Kanbei's units are ridiculously tough and resilient. They just don't die. The trade-off is that Kanbei's units are 20% more expensive. However, I've found that this advantage is more than made up for by the 20% attack and particularly the 20% defense. For Kanbei's power, morale boost, it's also very simple. It costs 50,000, making it one of the most expensive CO powers in the game, and it boosts his attack rating to 40% and his defense rating to 30%. Basically, when this power is in effect, Kanbei's enemies are much better off just avoiding attacking him, unless they have indirect units or overwhelming force. In later games, like Advance Wars 2, Kanbei's stats and powers are even more ridiculous, but we'll have to cover that again in another series. Let's go ahead and look at the terms. Nell says, capture the enemy HQ or vanquish all the enemy troops to win. It'll be a tough battle, but you can do it. And as it turns out, this mission has a hidden time limit. In fact, this mission and the next 2 missions all have hidden time limits. If I successfully beat this mission by day 8, the next mission by day 10, and the mission after that by day 12, if I clear all 3 of those hidden time limits, then I unlock a set of 3 hidden missions. So we will be finishing this one up in 8 days or less. Alright, let's take a look at the map real quick. The map itself is pretty simple. There is no fog of war. It's all pre-deployed land units with no production facilities. I start in the west behind a protective wall of mountains. My plan will be to force Kanbei to attack me, weaken him with my artillery and my 2 rocket units, and then go on the offensive. And like I said, I have to finish this by the end of day 8. Let's go ahead and get started. So Kanbei starts with 2 rocket units that are pretty far forward, and if I leave these sitting here, they are going to cut me to ribbons. So I'm going to use my medium tanks, and I'm gonna head on out into the plain and start smacking around these rockets. Each strike from the medium tank only reduces the Kanbei rockets to 2. That's that 20% defense. This rocket right here is sitting on a plane, so that's 10% defense, and then plus another 20 is 30, which is basically the equivalent of it sitting on a city. This rocket here is sitting on forest with 2 stars, so that's 20%, plus another 20% equals 40. So that's even more defense that this rocket has right now than a normal rocket would sitting on a city. Crazy. It's only going to reduce it to like 3 or 4. Yep, 3. The protective wall of mountains has only 2 passes running through it. Both of them have a nice convenient city. So I'm just going to park a tank on that city, and that tank will just be defense duty, basically. I'm going to move my artillery in such a way that it's not going to get shot at by this 3 hit point rocket, but it will be able to provide some artillery coverage down here, at least. This rocket I'm going to move 1 space forward. I'm going to move this rocket 1 space down so that it can shoot at Kanbei's rocket. And I'm going to put my APC here to bait Kanbei's rocket into shooting at the APC. And since the AI is just so smart, that's exactly what it's going to do. Day 1 for Kanbei. Kanbei has a really cool CO theme. Shoots at my tank with his 3 hit point rocket. Shoots at my APC with the other 2 hit point rocket. He moves up a little tank to shoot at my medium tank and does 8 hit points of damage. And on the counterattack, the tank is reduced to 6. Yeah, I said counter-a-tank. Kanbei has a lot of tanks on this mission. I do not like to see that at all. But it's my duty to deal with this spray of Kanbei. Alright. So I'm going to use my rocket to eliminate the 2 hit point rocket in the south. I'll move up my medium tank and shoot at Kanbei's little tank from the forest. Fortunately, did not take anything on counterattack. position my rocket up in the north. Now my plan is basically going to be to hunker down. I'm going to put my medium tank on the city for extra defense. Try to bring up some mech units to provide some mech coverage. And then I'll take my APC and put it here, and it'll be rocket bait for this 3 hit point rocket that's left. Day 2 for Kanbei. Shoots at the APC with his 3 hit point rocket, reducing it to 6. He's bringing up tanks to shoot at my medium tank on the city. Reduce it to 7. Bringing up more tanks. Kanbei was kind enough to move both of his medium tanks into rocket range. It's not exactly the most strategic move that he could have done. So I'll go ahead and make sure that he's duly punished for that. Take aim at his southern medium tank with my rocket. This does a lot less damage than it would with other COs, but it reduces the medium tank to 6. And I will do the same with his other medium tank in the north. Reducing it to 6. I'll take my artillery and blast the 6 hit point Kanbei tank. Fingers crossed that it kills it. Yes! And I'm going to move my medium tank back onto the city. Move my mechs up a little bit. And I'm going to take aim with my medium tank at the 7 hit point Kanbei tank, reducing it to 1. Day 3 for Kanbei. Kanbei's Imperial forces will show you the meaning of true power. Morale boost. So now he has 40% attack, 30% defense. Takes aim at the APC again. Wow, reducing it to 2 hit points. Takes aim with his healthy tank at my medium tank, taking a hit point off of it. Takes 3 HP on the counterattack. Alright, in the north, I'm going to take the rocket and shoot at Kanbei's medium tank. It's absolutely imperative that I kill these medium tanks as soon as possible. Reducing it to 2. Take aim at his 7 hit point little tank with my medium tank, reducing it to 1. Yeah, in later games, Kanbei gets an absolutely ridiculous stat boost from his power and CO power. It's actually relatively muted in the first game. In the south, I'm going to take aim with my rockets and shoot at Kanbei's artillery, reducing it to 5. And then with my artillery, and take aim at his medium tank. Boom! Reduced to 3. I'll use my medium tank to finish off Kanbei's 4 hit point tank on the forest. I think I will bring my mechs forward at this point. Bring this one forward to shoot at the 1 hit point tank, destroying it. I'll put this mech on the mountain here, and he'll be like a damage sponge a little bit. The APC, I'm going to move out of rocket range because otherwise it's going to die, and I'll put him on a city to heal up. Day 4 for Kanbei. He's capturing some neutral cities in the middle of the map. That's not really going to do much good for him, though. He takes aim with his 3 hit point rocket versus my infantry, reducing them to 7. Takes aim at my rocket with his 5 hit point artillery, reducing it to 6. Ugh, that's pretty painful. Moves up a healthy tank to shoot at my mech on the mountain, reducing the mech to 5 and taking 1 hit point on the counterattack. He's going to shoot at the same mech with his medium tank. The mech is still alive at 2 HP. Alright, I think I'm in okay shape here. Because now it's time for Hyper Repair. Plus 2 hit points, all units. Plus 10 attack, plus 10 defense. Now it's time to open up a proverbial can, as they say. Using my hit point... using my 8 hit point rocket, I'm going to finish off Kanbei's artillery. Wasted. Using my artillery, I'm going to shoot at his 9 hit point tank on the forest. Reducing it to 3. I'm going to pull my wounded mech back. I'll use my other healthy mech to shoot at the 3 hit point tank on the forest, leaving nothing behind but a field of scattered tank debris in the forest. I'm going to move my little tank out onto the plain to finally kill this 3 hit point rocket. My medium tank goes out into the plain to finish off Kanbei's 2 hit point medium tank. In the south, I'm going to send my other medium tank out to shoot at the 3 hit point Kanbei medium tank, reducing him to a very satisfying 0 hit points. And then I've said it before and I'll say it again, but always take the opportunity to shoot at an enemy mech with your infantry. My infantry takes aim at Kanbei's mech, reducing him to 7, and I'm also reduced to 7. But that is a 3-to-1 economical win on my part. Actually more than 3-to-1 because Kanbei's troops are 20% more expensive. I'll take my tank and shoot again at the same mech. Don't think it'll kill it. It does kill it. Now I'll move my rocket in such a place that it can start bombarding these infantry up here in the north. And that's going to end my turn. Day 5 for Kanbei. Doesn't have a lot of units left. I think I'm in a good place. Finishes capturing a couple cities. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just knock out this 3 hit point tank that he's trying to heal up on the city. Take him out of action. This mech here on the city has 50% defense. That's a lot of damn defense, so we're going to reduce that a little bit with some nice, warm rocket fire. Reduced to 5, and then destroyed with the medium tank. Down in the south, I'm going to move my medium tank onto the city to shoot at the Kanbei infantry on the city. finish him off with a little rocket barrage. And then in the north, I think he just has 1 unit left. It's an infantry on a plane, so I should be able to remove him quite efficiently. Reduce him down to 5 with a tank. And then finish the job with a mech? Yeah, let's do a mech. Mech shoots from the mountains, eliminating the Kanbei infantry. That should be game. Yes. Kanbei says, "Preposterous. So many of Kanbei's forces defeated in such a short time. Withdraw!" And he says, "Wow, they were good." So I finished on day 6. I got an S rank. I fulfilled the hidden time limit, and the game still wasn't satisfied because my speed rating is not perfect. I think you actually have to finish on day 5 to get a perfect speed rating. But you know what? I'm still happy with the S. Onto the rank screen. 12 Advanced Wars coins. Still rank 92, Rose Rat. That's going to wrap it up. Peace.